And they move sort of like a wounded animal would, which is like double bonus. You're small and you're wounded. I could probably catch that. So sometimes you'll see, especially our cubs, kind of cue in on little ones and try to like run along the glass with them and try to catch them. Sometimes they'll stand up and paw at the glass if their favorite keeper is up here. And for some reason, Imani just loves that bright neon yellow color that's really in fashion right now. So anytime somebody's wearing that color, she's like, ooh, what she got? What is that? I want it. Now, all three of those cubs have very, very different personalities. Uma, Willa, and Kaya, three totally different little cats, but very, very hard to tell them apart. They look very, very similar, and we keep hoping as they get older it'll become more obvious, like maybe their faces will change or somebody will get a scar in just the right place so we can tell them apart. But right now it's still pretty tricky. The only means that we have of telling them apart is to use the whisker patterns on their face. I always tell people, it's like if you had triplets born in your family and you had to use the freckles on their nose, that's how you could tell them apart. That's kind of what we're dealing with. So every whisker pattern on a lion is unique and individual to that lion. So it will stay the same their whole life, it never changes, and it's a really great way of identifying individual cats. So what we do is we typically look at the very top row of whiskers, which we call the identification row, and we compare it to the row just below it, which is the reference row. And if you get a really good still photo and you kind of zoom in, you can start to see, like, okay, the first whisker lines up between the third and fourth whisker on the second row, and there's a whisker missing in this spot, and there's a whisker way off up high on this section, and you can kind of map out those whisker patterns, and then you start to recognize them, and you can pick out which cat you're looking at. That's all well and good when a cat is sitting right in front of you and not moving at all. It's very, very easy to tell who you're looking at, but that's usually not the case. So another good indicator is their behavior. So a lot of times Willa, she kind of likes to stay back with mom and dad, take naps, stay close to them. And Uma and Kaya usually like to go palling off together and have adventures and get into trouble. Sometimes they'll be hanging out on the log watching the ostrich. And also I can even tell one of the cubs has a really distinct voice. So when she vocalizes, her voice is very unique, sounds very, very different from her sister. So whenever Kaya is vocalizing, I can usually tell that it's Kaya. So the more time you spend with them, you start to pick out little tricks here and there to figure out which cub